Okay, we are back. Today we are going to do a little barbecuing on my hearth. We finished construction of my backyard. We're going to do a tri-tip today. Tri-tip a little chimichurri sauce on the side and also some chimichurri shrimp. We'll do some grilled vegetables on the side of that and maybe some tortillas or something for some extra carbs. Let's get it. Baby. Directly on the coals there. We got the fire going out here on our hearth. Let's burn that down to some coals. That might take about an hour or two. So our tri-tip is from Stay Classy Meats. They do grass-fed, grass-finished meats, sustainably raised. Also, they only source from small farmers around Montana. So no factory farming, none of that. So if you want the good quality stuff, this is a place that I trust and that I go to most. And yes, they are one of my sponsors. I put my link at the bottom in my description. You could check them out. You know, it's just a couple bucks more and literally this is the best stuff you could possibly get. And you know, you're not supporting factory farming, you're supporting small farmers. So yeah, check them out. So to season this tri-tip today, I am going to use a little bit of pickle juice. I don't have any yellow mustard, so I'm just gonna do pickle juice and a little bit of olive oil. And that is just to get it nice and sticky, also give it a little bit of flavor and help the seasoning stick. And some olive oil. Just rub that in and lubed up there. I like this tri-tip. It's a nice fatty layer to it. It's gonna be delicious. For the seasoning, we always use NADC OG steak. This is a staple in our house. This is also one of my spice rubs right here that I actually make, and you know, this is part of my company. So we'll have the link to this on the bottom. This is the best rub right here. We have like salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic in there. This is amazing for steak. You wanna apply this on your steak very generously. So don't be shy, especially when you have a big piece like this. Make sure you season it very well. Slap it up a couple times. And we'll do the other side, and then we'll begin to slow cook it. So chimichurri is super easy to make. All you need is a couple ingredients. Starting it off with some cilantro. Then we have some parsley, 1 garlic clove. We have our olive oil right there. White wine vinegar. And I like to use our OG veggie right there, NADC. I use this instead of salt just because it has sea salt in it, but it has a bunch of other herbs and spices in there that really gives it just this really loud flavor, and it's delicious. Cilantro, and I did some really small chopped up stems as well for texture. We're gonna do half of the parsley in, 1 clove of chopped garlic, nice palm or so of our OG veggie, so olive oil. I just want everything to get saturated. Keep it going. We're gonna have to grab our other bottle. Now grab our white wine vinegar. half the amount of olive oil. So that right there is your chimichurri. Make sure to mix it before you serve it. This will last a few days in your fridge. Also try it right now. Make sure your salt level is correct, your vinegar level is correct. I kind of like my chimichurri pretty vinegary, so I usually add more vinegar to the mix. But always make sure you mix well because you want everything to emulsify and mix together well. So if you're wondering why did I make so much chimichurri, one, it's because I love chimichurri, and then two, it's because I'm making chimichurri shrimp as well. So I have some shrimp right there. They're devined, they're peeled, but they still have their tail on. We're going to add a couple spoons of this chimichurri into these shrimp. We're just gonna let them marinate for about an hour before we cook them. Put a couple spoons in there, a couple big old spoons of chimichurri in there. We're gonna cook them in chimichurri and add a little bit of butter. So yeah, do about 3-4 tablespoons, big old spoons, and that should do it right there. We're gonna save the rest of this chimichurri for a steak. Put that to the side. We'll just mix this up like this. You can use a glass bowl if you like, or use the old plastic bag. So this is what we did here. I spread the coals out evenly. Put these little logs over to the side that are still on fire. We are going to let those cook down to some coals. But right now we have some fresh coals ready to cook. So we're gonna set up our cooking stations right here on our hearth. And we are going to make a tower right there. I'm gonna put one of those grates on top of there. And we're gonna lay the tri-tip up there. It's very high, it's not too hot up here, it's very manageable, so it's gonna slow cook up there for about an hour, 2 hours, and then we're gonna finish it off. That's right there on those coals. There we go, we are now slow cooking. Look at that. Oh, wait. Beautiful fat drip right there. So once our tri-tip is to our desired internal temp, we are going to remove it from the heat, put it down in there, let it chill for a second before we sear it, and let it rest for about, might let it rest for 10-15 minutes or so before we sear it. So we're gonna hopefully have like a nice inside of like 125, 130, rare, medium rare. That's where I like it. And now we're finishing off with our veggies, asparagus, broccoli, and we have a plethora of mushrooms right there. Veggies we like to serve mixed so you get that taste of the coal along with the mushrooms that are sauteed in avocado oil, so you get all those different textures. I still left some crunch to these, which I love. We're gonna cook the broccoli down a little bit longer. Okay, let's get these chimichurri shrimp going. We got a nice fire underneath our cast iron. As you can see, we need to clean out our cast iron. So what that is kosher salt. It's gonna wipe it down, and that's gonna take off all those impurities. Look at that, pretty much good as new. For our chimichurri shrimp, we have 2 tablespoons of butter, some shallot, 2 cloves of garlic under that, and 2 tablespoons of chimichurri. Toss that butter in, your garlic, your shallot in there. Let that cook for a minute or two. Dump your shrimp in. Now we're just gonna cook them until they're opaque. So once they're white, they're ready to eat. also throw in our 2 tablespoons of chimichurri for more flavor. We are going to finish our steak right on the coals. As you can see, they're still blazing hot. Oh, just wave it with the cardboard. That'll get those coals fired up. Grab this baby directly on the coals there. Sear it. Okay, the shrimp are beautiful and delicious. Our tri-tip looks beautiful. Can't wait to cut into that thing. And then we are refiring our veggies all together with a little bit of avocado oil. Just get them all nice and juicy. Beautiful salad. Look at those colors. That is dinner. Not a damn chance, so I just wanted to quickly go over what we did today. So we cooked on my hearth. This is a fire brick structure that you build your own little burners, and you cook your meat on that, your veggies, your fruits, all of that. So the way you cook on this is you make separate layers, you play around with the heat. A lot of it is feel and look. Also, when cooking a large piece of meat like we did today, a digital thermometer is really awesome for that, because you can get the internal temp exactly where you want it to be. I usually pull my tri-tips off at about 120, 125. It raises up about 5 to 8 degrees. So, you know, play with that, figure out what you like, how you like your red meats doneness, any type of meat really. Digital thermometer is definitely one of the best things to get. If you hear that noise around us, those are cicadas. They're basically like grasshopper things that make a lot of noise. So they're up in the trees that are surrounding us, just singing, talking, you know, doing their thing. So don't mind them. So the key to cooking a tri-tip is low and slow. Of course, you could cook it fast, but today we did the low and slow method. I did it on open coals. As you can see, I started off at a high tower, so it was like low heat. And as the time progressed, I slowly removed bricks and lowered the meat to be closer to the coals, but still with that nice slow cook. I flipped the meat a couple times just so it can evenly cook without cooking too much on one side or the outer rims. You know, I could have did a better job on my cook, but you know, this is how we learn. We keep going. For the chimichurri shrimp, you marinate them for about 1 hour. Then you cut some shallot, some garlic, and have some extra chimichurri sauce with some butter. You cook that all in the pan until the shrimp turn white. Remove them from the pan instantly when they turn white so they don't overcook. It's a really delicious side or main right there. If you're cooking a tri-tip in your oven, you can do about 250 degrees for about 45 minutes to like an hour and a half. Just check the internal temp. It's the same exact thing. It's a reverse sear method, so just cook it slow in the oven. You take it out of your oven and then you sear it in your skillet or on your grill after for probably about a minute aside until it gets nice and crispy, 30 seconds to a minute, okay? That's all it. So all the links are down there in my description. Check it out. Check out my spice rub company, NADC, Neen Williams Co. We make spices to make food delicious and make it easy. And thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. We're gonna get some more videos coming soon.